Indiana Jones. Okay. This was a story that happened earlier in the week. I just didn't talk about it because I didn't know how to fit it into some of the stuff I was already discussing. But a report had come out that there is a reboot on the horizon for Indiana Jones. Let me see here if I can find the exact. I think it was by Puck, and it was from a semi-reliable source. Uh, and I do here it is. Indiana Jones reboot planned at Lucasfilm. Okay, I got a lot of thoughts on this. So, for one, I do believe Lucasfilm is probably looking into this because you got to remember Lucasfilm, you think Star Wars, right? Because that's what mainly what they do. But Lucasfilm, they're trying to be their own studio, trying to expand and do different things. Honestly, all they got is Star Wars and Indiana Jones in my book. And so, with their two franchises, they're going to want to continue Indiana Jones. But as a big fan, I was so let down by Dial of Destiny. I cannot tell you how disappointed, how sad I was. I'm one of the people that still thinks Crystal Skull was better. I'm not even kidding. I honestly think Crystal Skull was a better Indiana Jones movie than Dial of Destiny. Fight me. All right, fight me. And I had such high hopes for it. So with the reboot idea, I'm of two minds because I'm always the type that says, yeah, reboot it. Give me a sequel. Give me 10. Let's do it. I don't know if there is life for Indiana Jones outside of Harrison Ford. He just made that role so iconic, is such a huge part of it. To see a world Indiana Jones movies without him, dude, you got to pick the right actor. The right actor has to do this or it just fails on impact. Years ago, people said Chris Pratt or Alden, I can never say his last name, Alden Ehrenreich, who did Han Solo. I don't think so, man. It's got to be someone good. Oh, someone just said Tom Holland. Chat, burn his mother or her. Sorry, Selena. Of course not. But I'm just like, I don't know what you do. I think a long time ago, people suggested that Indiana Jones could be like James Bond, where we should just always have Indiana Jones movies and have them going. And like James Bond, we just swap out the actor every other adventure. And I think that could work to a point because Indiana Jones goes on so many random adventures to different artifacts and whatnot. It could work. But I'm also wondering what era and what time period. Because I think I'm forgetting. I think the first Indiana Jones. What year does the first Indiana Jones take place? What year is the first Indiana Jones set in? Okay, it's set in 1936. Do you still do that? Right? Do you do that? Like if they reboot it, they hire a young guy, let's say it is Tom Holland, do they start us in 1936 with him doing an adventure? I feel like you kind of have to, right? A part of Indiana Jones is him punching Nazis or doing things like that. But then do you do the bold thing and go, no, let's say modern day Indiana Jones? But it's like, do you want to see an Indiana Jones with a smartphone, with TikTok? Oh, that as he got older and all that newer stuff, modernized came in, it just wasn't as interesting. I don't think there is really a way to keep Indiana Jones going and doing. So as though I'm always Ryan Gosling would be cool, but even then I feel he's like a little too old for it. I feel like I want someone younger. Someone just said Jack Black. So coming from the guy who's like, yes, reboot and do everything sequel. This is the one I'm like super hesitant on. I'm like, I just don't see it happening. I also just don't know how you interest the modern audience into Indiana Jones. I think it'd be really hard to sell him nowadays because even with this Indiana Jones, people weren't even going out to see it. Right. So like even the old audience isn't that interested anymore. How do you get the new one interested in this going? So in my mind, I'm still going to be open to see it. I hope it does good because Indiana Jones is a great character in itself. But I think that's one where the magic was captured. All the right elements were there for those first three. If you want, you could say the first four movies. But I think it's gone. And Indiana Jones should maybe let be fossilized. That's my opinion. Glenn Powell would actually not be bad. I wouldn't mind Glenn Powell. But we'll see. Because Indiana Jones also needs to be smart. You know, and I love Glenn Powell. Harrison Ford pulled off the smart, the tough guy, all of that, you know? So we'll see.